For 76 years, Pluto was proudly known as the 9th planet of our solar system. Then, in 2006, the scientific world made a controversial decision. Astronomers voted to remove its planetary status and reclassify it as a dwarf planet. Overnight, Pluto went from a full member of the planetary family to something smaller. But here's the strange part. While people on Earth were arguing about labels, this distant world was quietly revealing itself to be one of the most fascinating places in the solar system. Pluto lives far beyond Neptune in a region called the Kuiper Belt, a vast halo of frozen debris left over from the birth of the solar system. Out there, sunlight is weak, and temperatures are unimaginably cold. One orbit around the Sun takes 248 Earth years. In other words, since Pluto was discovered in 1930, it hasn't even completed one full year. So why was it demoted? According to the International Astronomical Union, a true planet must meet 3 rules. It must orbit the Sun. It must be massive enough to form a round shape. And it must clear its orbital neighborhood. The icy dwarf passed the first 2 tests, but Pluto shares its orbit with countless other frozen objects scattered throughout the Kuiper Belt. So the definition of a planet changed, not the world itself. Despite its small size, this frozen planet is full of surprises. Surface temperatures average about -232 degrees Celsius. At those temperatures, gases like nitrogen and methane freeze into solid ice. But when sunlight reaches the surface, something remarkable happens. Those frozen gases sublimate, turning directly into vapor and forming a thin blue atmosphere. As the world drifts farther from the Sun, that atmosphere freezes again and falls back to the ground like snow. In a strange way, Pluto actually breathes its atmosphere in and out. Humanity's first close look came in 2015, when NASA's New Horizons spacecraft flew past after a 9-year journey through deep space. What scientists discovered was astonishing. Towering mountains made of water ice, vast frozen plains stretching for hundreds of kilometers, and most famously, a giant heart-shaped region called Sputnik Planitia. This enormous nitrogen glacier is incredibly smooth, with almost no impact craters. That suggests the surface is surprisingly young and geologically active. Something deep beneath the crust may still be warm. Some scientists even suspect a hidden ocean of liquid water buried beneath the ice. And Pluto is not alone. Its largest moon, Charon, is so massive that the 2 bodies orbit a point in space between them. Together, they form a rare binary system. But perhaps the most surreal thing about this distant world is the sunlight. Pluto sits nearly 6 billion kilometers from the Sun. At that distance, sunlight takes about 5.5 hours to arrive. Yet even there, daylight would still be hundreds of times brighter than a full moon on Earth, bright enough to read a book on a frozen nitrogen plain. So Pluto may no longer carry the title of planet. But at the far edge of the solar system, this icy world still rules as the king of the Kuiper Belt. And honestly, after everything we've discovered, do you think Pluto deserves its planet title back? Or is being the underdog king of the outer solar system actually cooler? Let me know what you think.